You want to connect to your stomach. You really want to get out of your head and all of the information processing and into the sensations in your body. Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Dr. Andrea Christian Parks and welcome to my channel. We are now getting towards the end of the month. We are talking about finding fullness this month and we are on week number 4. You know, this one is called Get Out of Your Head. And I really wanted to talk about this because we spend so much time. I don't think we even recognize how much time we spend just with the churning of thoughts around food, around eating, around meal planning, around all of it. It's just everywhere in our brains. Our head is just consumed. But there is another tool that you have, because I think what we do is we think that we're supposed to think this out. We're supposed to figure it out in our brain, what the solution is, what to eat, how to eat, when to eat, all that stuff. And once we get the right answer in our brain, then it's going to be fine. Like, we'll have solved the problem and we'll be forever at our ideal body we've created in our efforts, and the extra storage weight is just going to fall off. It's not a problem. We got to just up here though figure it out. You've got more on your side though than your brain. And that's why this week we're talking about getting out of your head. So what do I mean when I say get out of your head? So your brain has decided that the concept of changing the number on the scale is a problem to be solved. And so it is churning away at it, trying to figure out what's the right thing to do, how do we fix it? It's taking all the information you've ever gotten, whether it's been in an email or a website or personal experience, doing a diet or a program, or seeing some teaching about intermittent fasting or weightlifting, or all the things like I have to have more muscle mass and I've got to do a certain amount of cardio and I've got to eat these kind of macros, and like your brain is just chunk, processing all of that information, trying to find the solution. But there is an additional tool that you have at your disposal all the time, and that is your stomach. So you want to connect to your stomach. You really want to get out of your head and all of the information processing and into the sensations in your body. Now, this is a challenge, and let me tell you why it's a challenge. Because as adults, we have learned to ignore signal after signal after signal from our body. How many times are you somewhere and you really need to pee and you just holding it? Instead of stopping, going and finding a restroom and handling business, you just doing your best to hold off. And other signals, you know, in that general vicinity as well. You just learn to ignore them. Or you are wearing something that is uncomfortable and you learn to just, you know, I got a good example. The whole shapewear industry is a good example of this. Now, I'm not saying there aren't some of them that are maybe a little more comfortable than others, but in general, packing yourself into a restrictive garment is not comfortable, and you learn to live with it. You even learn to depend on it. You even learn, oh, actually this helps my back pain, so I like wearing this, even though you feel like a sausage all day packed into a casing. Okay, all examples of us ignoring the signals from our body and what our body is telling us it feels. Fullness is exactly the same. What has happened over the years is that we learn to overeat. We learn to ignore that quiet voice from the stomach that says, I'm good. I'm good. I've had enough. It's really quiet and delicate and gentle. It's not going to scream at you. Your stomach starts screaming at you when you've overdone it, or when you've ignored it and you're super, super, super hungry. That's when your stomach starts screaming at you. But other than that, it's quiet. So you have to learn to get out of your head and drop into your body and say, okay, what do I feel? And the process of doing that, the best time to do it to check for fullness is while you're eating. You're not used to that. You're used to distracting yourself and watching TV and talking to people and taking a phone call and doing 20 things during the middle of your meal. But what you want to do is clear all that away, and every few bites, maybe every other bite, you want to check in and say, is that enough? And then listen. That's the key. Listen for the answer. Because at first, it's harder for you to detect. And then you'll start to get to the place where you realize, this is what I feel. This is how hungry I am. Oh, I only have a little bit more space left. Maybe now's the time to stop. I wanted a piece of fruit at the end of my meal. Or I had planned to have a little square of dark chocolate and I only have a little bit of space left. The meal is over. I'm ready for my chocolate. You really have to check with your body to give you the answer for where you are with fullness. So that's what I want to make sure that you got this time. Get out of your head, drop into your body, and listen and see what you get. So let me know how it goes. I want to hear your comments. Tell me how this is going. How are you experiencing it? Is this a new sensation that you're doing, getting into your body, feeling? What is your stomach saying here? What's it saying there? Where have you been ignoring it for years and years and years? What are you experiencing now? Tell me all the things. I want to know. Okay. Now, if you haven't already, subscribe, hit your notifications, and give me a thumbs up. All right? And I will see you next week for the wrap up of all of this discussion about finding fullness.